Now, here's a recipe from the Easter show for you to try at home. Easter beef stir fry.
Now, I've got some beautiful beef here. Now, the beef I'm using today is actually knuckle. But you could use any other lean cut like topside, knuckle, rump, or you could even use oyster blade, if you like, from the forequarter. Now, when you cut the meat, it's really important that you do cut it wafer thin. I've put in some sesame oil, a little bit of hoisin sauce, and a little bit of soy sauce, and then to finish it off with a little bit of Chinese rice wine. Minimum marinating time would be half an hour, okay? But for a marinade like this one that's not high in acid, I could leave this in here for 2 days if I wanted to. Now, what I'm going to be doing while Pete gets on with his next stage is I'm actually going to be cooking the meat in small batches. That's the first and most important thing about cooking the meat itself. We need to care for this meat in small batches so we don't take the heat out of the pan and then remove it from the pan, and then we do our vegetables second. So I've got a little bit of peanut oil here. As you know, with stir frying, if you go to an Asian restaurant and they're doing stir fry, they have flames underneath their pans that are extremely high. I mean, these things cook like the bottom of a rocket going to outer space. In the domestic kitchen, sometimes the flames aren't quite hot enough. So what happens is too much liquid can come out of the meat, and then it's going to stew itself. It's a stew fry. So what we're going to do here is, rather than stirring it too much, what I've done is I've just turned them with tongs at this stage to maintain the heat. I've taken out the meat now, and now it's time for the vegetables. Okay, a little bit more peanut oil. I've got some red capsicum just in chunks, and I've also got my shallots, spring onions, in nice big battens, so they're easy to pick up with a pair of chopsticks. So I've got some straw mushrooms or enokis. I've got some shiitake mushrooms. I've also got some abalone mushrooms or oyster mushrooms, and a little bit of woodia as well to give it some crunch. So I've got my meat, my vegetables I want nice and crispy. The meat goes back in, and then we can put in some liquid. Now I've got some mushroom stock, and then we pour in some of that mushroom stock as well, which is really smoky and beautiful. And then what we do is we bring that up to a simmer, and then we thicken it with a little bit of corn flour. I've just finished mine off with a little bit of boiled egg, just because I love the white colour on there, some sesame seeds, a little bit of coriander, and I think it just lifts the plate. With good Australian beef lamb, we are blessed to be here in this country using this product, mate.
We certainly are.